All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. On my way to my mom's house to do some things for her on a Sunday. You know how it is. We do everything we can on Sundays. But I got a legitimate question and a legitimate concern that I want to know, okay? So I made a video on Detroit Lions Syndicate about Yannick Ngakoue, the free agent defensive end. And I understand that people sometimes comment in the comment section before they watch the video, and sometimes we're so trained to react, we don't listen to what's being said, and that applies to everyday life as well. But I got a legitimate question for the Detroit Lions fans on this channel. Yannick Ngakoue, I made a video about how the Detroit Lions have two pure pass rushers on our team, Romeo Okwara and Aiden Hutchinson, and we didn't get Hutch till last year, and Romeo tore his Achilles in 2021, so he didn't come back until the end of the season. Aiden, okay, was responsible for 9.5 sacks. Now we put James Houston in there. James Houston is kind of a hybrid. He's a linebacker. If you go watch his Jackson State stuff, he wanted to be a linebacker. Okay, Deion Sanders and his position coach said, "Hey, we think you'll do better on the edge." And he fought them on it, but he was right. So he's listed as a linebacker on the Detroit Lions website, right? So the kickback that I'm getting from Yannick Ngakoue is that he's old and washed. Yannick Ngakoue has no less than 3 sacks in his NFL career in a season. He came off of a 9.5 sack season, and if I'm not mistaken, an 8 sack season in 2021 when he played for the Las Vegas Raiders. How is Yannick Ngakoue old and washed? Okay, I do a lot of research before I make these videos, because one thing you don't want to do on the internet is look stupid, because people will never let you forget it. Okay, you say one thing wrong and everybody's ready to check you in the comment section, right? But this bothers me. The Detroit Lions were 18th in the NFL getting to the quarterback. We had 38 sacks. We had something like that, right? That means there were 17 teams ahead of us. Do you know that the Detroit Lions were the only top 10 offense that didn't make the playoffs? Why was that? Because our defense sucked. Now, you might say, well, how is Yannick gonna change that? Well, if you take away Hutch, and this is before James Houston came in, if you take Hutch away, we had no quarterback pressure when Hutch was being double teamed, right? Now, under Nick Bosa, Aiden Hutchinson this is like halfway during the season, so it might have changed near the end. It was Nick Bosa, Aiden Hutchinson, a rookie defensive end, was the second highest double team player in the NFL last year. A rookie defensive end. And when they locked up Hutch, we didn't get to the quarterback. Houston comes in, and these guys feed off each other. Kaminsky is in there, helps out. Hutch gets the sack, but Kaminsky helped with the pressure, right? Sometimes pressures by one will lead to sacks by others, right? But what I don't understand is, how can we call a guy that is, and I made a Jadeveon Clowney video, and he is a terrible fit for the Detroit Lions, but yet that's the one people wanted to see. I'm not bothered by the numbers. I'm just simply saying, in the comment section, people have the nerve to call this guy washed. He had one good year. I'm like, are you looking at what I'm looking at? His worst year was a 3-sack year, and that was early in his NFL career. The dude, I don't know why he's been on his new team. If it's not one of his old teams, okay, he will be on 6 different teams in 6 different years, starting with 2019, his last year with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He spent, I want to say it, Jacksonville, Minnesota, not in this order, Indianapolis, and there's a team in between there that he was on. How is Yannick Ngakoue washed? Okay, this is what I do. I do a lot of research. To call him washed is disrespectful, in my opinion. So, Detroit Lions fans, let me know in the comments below, Yannick Ngakoue being washed, do you agree? All right? And if you're not a Detroit Lions fan, tell me if you would like Yannick on your team. So now I'm hoping we sign this guy, simply because, just like I said about Everson Griffin at the time, Everson Griffin was, I want to say, like 30 years old, so he was a little older than Yannick was. And I was like, he had a pretty good season before he decided to leave the Minnesota Vikings. Pretty good season. And he came with us. He had, I want to say 7.5 sacks that year. He had 3.5 with us. And I want to say it was 7 games. We traded for him. This was COVID. He had to sit out a game. So it was 2020. So it was that first year. Matt Patricia's last year. So it was the first year of COVID. And when you got traded or whatever, you had to sit out a week. 7 games, had 3.5 sacks, right? That's pretty much a half a sack a game. But Yannick is washed. I sometimes I don't understand, but then I do, because you got the casual fan and what I call myself is a fanalist. I am a fanalist. I'm more fan than analyst, but I might go a little deeper than the average fan. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll catch y'all in the next video.